How are you? This is Maria Gaitan, your classmate. I'm gonna start sharing my screen with you. I would like to share with you the highlights of chapter number 2, teaching all students literacy. Needs for students. It's one of my points that I would like to share. Key obstacles to literacy learning includes physical, social, and emotional, cognitive, and impairments of difficulties. Students with disability, learning disabilities, we have them all in every single classroom, I bet you. This specific learning disabilities means disorder in one or more of the basic psychological process involved in understanding or in using language, oral, writing that interferes with the ability to listen, think, speak, write, spell, or to do mathematical calculations. National Centers for Learning Disability Association of America is one resource that you can go online and check it out. They give you plenty information about all learning disability, the classification, how they put all information for future teachers or teachers that are already practicing to get to understand students better. Some perceptual disabilities are brain injury, minimal brain dysfunction, dyslexia, and development aphasia. Some characteristics are visual or auditory perceptual dysfunctions, memory deficits, problems using language to learn, or all these conditions. We have to be careful and observe a child. Be careful with label students. We just have to look individual as a value human being. They are a whole child, not what they do wrong or right. Reading difficulties can be also part of the ADHD, slow learners, autism, spectrum, or intellectual. Language and speech disabilities goes into this category. Speech disabilities, you can see them as a babies. It's hard to know what they're going through if you're not carefully put attention on every single student. The next point of economical disadvantage students, which means the poverty children's. Unfortunately, low-income students. WhatsApp audio. I'm sorry, I got my phone on. Sorry about that. And unfortunately, low-income students start out behind and substantial small loss during summer vacation, whereas middle-class students experience small gains. Remember, most of the times our students doesn't have a babysitter, and we have to keep in mind that most parents both work in the fields. That means they left early home and children stand by themselves, where elders take care of the youngers most of the times, and they are responsible for the siblings, and they lose what they gain during the school year. We have to have empathy for those children because we don't know what they suffer at home. We don't know what they're going through. So when you're teaching in a school with low income students, are present, be careful and be aware that they try their best. So this on this website will help you to understand in Washington Northwest how many students we have in poverty. And you may be not aware of it, but the percent of US children eligible for free and reduced price lunch in 2000. This is in 2015-16 school year, we'll say, was a 52.1. Imagine like during the pandemic, where everybody were laid off, where some parents, the only income, they get laid off, right? They get suspended. So I'm pretty sure the numbers went up. 43% of our students in Washington were eligible for free or reduced price lunch and price lunch, according to the most recent national data. This is what I'm sharing this with you. So I do work with low-income students, so I'm always ask them in the morning, have you had breakfast? Let's go to the cafeteria. Be sure you drink milk. Be sure you ate something here at school. I know that breakfast is really important for the children to learn and focus on what we try to teach them. So another thing is as fostering literacy for English learners, adapting instruction for EL as much as possible in your classroom. Comprehensive input is important too. As you share it, I'm sharing this picture with you guys. As a teacher, needs to be sure that the kids are understanding. They may know how to do it if you speak on their home language, but what about when you're not even trying to help them out? So be sure you do a lot of visual. Be sure you go and talk to them, explain them individually, get that one-on-one time for them. It's really important. In the USA, we have more than 100 language communities, which about the 22% of children between the age of 5 to 17 years old, means from kindergarten to 12th grade, speak a language other than English at home. Some students can come to school with a rich educational background, while others never have been exposed to English vocabulary or any language activities. So not all else English learners have access to the bilingual program. We are lucky in Pasco that we have the dual language, and also we have the bilingual program exit, late exit for the students. So we can support them, provide them, help them to gain skills, how to transfer from one language to another. So the oral language skills will support the reading and writing. Educators need to support the effort of every student. Have a plan where children will grow on their own pace. Give them the opportunity to understand. As soon as the children click, you will see, besides that smiley face on it, you will see how beautiful it is when they click and understand things, because if they can read, they can write. So they can participate more in class, and they feel so proud of themselves. That makes you happy. That makes me happy when I have children that I've been working with them for a week or two. Doesn't matter how long you work with them. What matters is that they get it, you helping them to develop their knowledge. So educators need to support the effort in every student. For me, is the most important thing. As educator, as a parapro right now, this is what matters for me. Engage them, have a relationship, because if I have a positive relationship with the student, they will give me more. They will willing to try and learn. Also, educators have the responsibility of provide a safe, secure, and caring environment where English learners will build literacy. Scaffolding for me, it's important, and I already saw when you do that with the students, help these children develop English and techniques that we can make input more, putting more comprehensive, and for them, use sentence started and word walls. Like what I do is like start a sentence that they can continue, like do halfway, and they just can complete it at the beginning. Later, you try to shorter what you give them when they are ready to give you more. So this on my slide, you will see here tips to for bring comprehensive input into the classroom. So a speech, you're gonna speak to the students. You have to be clear. And the language proficiency, it's important because if you speak slowly, they will able to listen to the sounds. And if they know their sounds, they will be able to make words. If they make words, they can make sentence for you. So visual gestures, important. That way they can connect what you're trying to say. Interactions, you can put them on groups with a strong English learner with newcomer, so they can learn from each other. Scaffolds, I already talked about that. Technology is important because right now we can adapt even assessments. We can adapt accommodations for them to be able to take English assessment with translation in Spanish or sometimes the Russian. You just have to ask what and how can you help students. So building background is important. Select the key terms and contextual words, concepts, definitions, maps, vocabulary through songs, because music is catching and children learn. They don't know what that means sometimes, but they learn them. So if they learn them, you will explain them and will be easy for them to get more vocabulary. Contents, clear expectations for academic tasks. Step by step, go with the flow, start with the little and being adding more to their plate until they get what you goals are for every student. Remember, we have to be patient. They learn their own pace and we have to respect that. Educators need to provide a safe care environment where students can develop their behavior. They need to be successful at school. Give access to various books, magazines, creating a atmosphere of success with the corresponding accommodation for every student. Building background and vocabulary, that will help them a lot. Expose their work and what you teach, that way they can go and refer when they need to work independent or in a group. Understanding of the diverse population and community that you are serving. It's important to know your kids, the struggles they having at home. It's a heartbreaking with teacher expect one thing and they not biased or they not having consideration on what's going on with the children. We need to know them. We need to get to know the families to understand how to help them. This is what we are here, right? Educators are here for the children. This is our future. Those children, it's gonna replace us in the future. we better teach them how to love education, inspire them how to become better person, better citizens. They can see them in the future as a professional. If you serving children, we have to be ready to do everything. Go outside of the box, extra step, meet them in the middle. Just do anything to help them to learn and to love education. So if you're serving, you adapting and differentiate instruction to meet the needs of all learners. I wanna just let you talk to you a little bit at understanding the children that are raised in poverty. Children can behave different, so keep that in mind. Acting out behaviors, it's not because they're not well educated, it's because they don't know how to express, they don't know how to say orally, they just show what they have been through, what they have been taught in the families. Impatience and impulsivity is another thing that you can see on them. Gaps in politeness and social gazes, they don't have sometimes any. So we have to teach those. We have to teach behavior. It's a more limited range on behavior responses because sometimes they don't have that interaction with the parents. They don't have that time where they have been taught how to express what to say and how to say it most of the times. So less empathy for other misfortunes and inappropriate emotional responses is what you can see on many of those children. Don't judge them, don't label them. Don't lose your patience with them. Try to find the way to engage with them, capture their heart. When we do that, when we have a good relationship with the students, they will learn to do all things they never had taught. So we not only teaching academically things, we actually maybe the only resource they have to learn that outside of whatever they see and live in home. It's kind person, they matter, they are important. This is what we are here for. So equitable learning opportunities for all children's academic vocabulary words is what they can learn, but also if we nurture students, they will do all this faster. They will learn everything, oral, writing, English language and content areas, where they will learn more language skill, they will gain more of those. Cultures of families and home is important. It's important that we are aware of. So thank you for watching my video, sharing my highlights. The one thing I want to learn more, I want to learn how to approach and want to learn more about RTI.